Hey guys, I just want to expand a little bit more on my answer to the most underrated business books. There's three that I mentioned that I just want to talk about for a second, and those are Positioning, The Go-Giver, and then Secrets of Special Ops Leadership. And I chose those books because probably you've never really heard of them, or if you have, maybe you've heard of them a little bit, you probably haven't read them. The first is this. Positioning is a really interesting book on marketing and advertising, and it was written at a time when the advertising environment was changing, but the point the book makes is very simple. You have a market position, and the reason why people buy you is due to that market position. So when people think of cola, they think of Coca-Cola. They don't think of Pepsi. Pepsi is the other one. It's just the other one. What do they call Sprite? The uncola. So they're positioning three different drinks around one another relative to one another. You know, when someone thinks of online searches, they think of Google. That's it. They don't think of Yahoo search. They don't think of Ask Jeeves. They don't really think of Bing. Bing is just the other one. Bing has to pick up whatever Google doesn't get for one reason or another. And so the reason that that this concept is very important is because how you solve a problem and how you're known in the marketplace is what your market will end up being. So think about this. Hertz is the #1 car rental service, but Avis called themselves they said they have to, at Avis, we have to try harder because we're #2. That was their whole position. We're #2, so we actually have to try harder because we're not #1. That the amount of market share they were able to capture because they changed their message position relative to the other car company was like amazing. Like Hertz market value went down. They were still #1, but the gap was so closely pulled in because Avis thought of that message. Here's another one. Heineken became the first imported beer in the United States. Not ever. Other beers were imported first, but in the marketplace it was known as the first imported beer, and they were huge. So what happened? Instead of having the second imported beer, Amstel, they decided let's change the concept so that it's a light beer. It's the first imported light beer, so it's Amstel Light. And that's what happened was that the amount of market share that Amstel got relative to Heineken closed significantly because the positioning of the product and service changed, basically. Think about that. It's not just about what it is that you're doing, it's how people perceive it and how people perceive it relative to other things. It's really important. The second is The Go-Giver, and this book is like really amazing, but the thing about it that I like is that you're trying to give value first. And this follows pretty strongly from my concept of leadership, which is that you have to give leadership first, you have to give value first, you have to create value first, and that's how people end up actually succeeding and how businesses succeed, how relationships are generated. You have to just constantly be adding value, and that takes the form of solving problems or enhancing things that other people are already doing. There's some utility that you're offering that people are already doing. So I've written, I don't know how many articles on here. I'm a top writer. I put these videos together. I'm trying to really, like, as much as possible, get my knowledge out to other people. Why? Because eventually I'd like to start a coaching business doing this. I'm already getting some coaching clients. I charge pretty decently for it, but I want more of them. And the fact is, I'm sending these things out, and if anybody has a question, you're happy to comment or email or anything, and I'll answer it, man. Like, it's fine. I'm going to give you value first before I'm ever going to ask for anything in exchange. That's the concept of The Go-Giver. The third part is this. The Secrets of Special Ops Leaderships are pretty amazing because there's a lot of stories in this book about how small groups of people who were dedicated and had the right amount of resources were able to significantly change an entire situation, because there are pivot points and small points that allow companies to basically to do that. And so Microsoft is one that was not in the special ops leadership, but in the world of business, who was able to do this. Now, IBM missed a few turns in the road, and Microsoft was able to exploit the gap that they weren't seeing with a small dedicated group of people to basically take advantage of that market position. Now, this book, Secrets of Special Ops Leadership, is filled with, I mean, tons of like really amazing stories of commandos in the Second World War, Vietnam, Navy SEALs, all these different stories, and they run through a series of different things and tactics you can learn. And one of them that is one that I think about all the time is Navy SEALs have this concept. They say staying within your enemy's decision cycle. And this takes place both in warfare and in fighting and boxing, which is that you want your enemy off balance. So if the Navy SEALs can continue to act to keep their enemy guessing and off balance, they never get a chance to actually recover and then figure out what to do and then come back. So think about that. If you're in a competition with another company, for example, if you can continue to change the game faster than they can keep up with you, you've actually got them off balance and can really take advantage of capturing their market position. So think about all of these things. I don't have any affiliation relationship with any of these books, to be perfectly honest. So if you use the links and buy them on Amazon, I'm not going to see a dime. But they're good books, and you should check them out. And the authors put a lot of work into them, so they deserve every penny they got. I got value out of it. I'm getting out now by telling you. So take care. Take it easy, comedians, salespeople, and kick ass in the world. Subscribe to the channel. Bye.